Hello again, and how are you, dear IELTS candidates? Hope you're fine. Well, I'm back again, and today we're going to talk about writing overview in IELTS Academic Task 1 writing. So what is overview? It is the second sentence that you write in your report, and writing this sentence is very, very important. And the way to write about this sentence is more important, actually. Well, I'm going to tell some, let's say, important things about writing overview, and then we'll put into practice writing overviews about different types of graphs. All right? So the first thing is that your overview paragraph should not have specific information or numeric details. So you are not going to write about numbers, no percentages, nothing, right? It is overview. You're going to tell or to write about the most important trends or the most important, let's say general information about the data you have, right? So no numbers and no specific information, general information. And the best way to write about overview is to write about the lowest or the highest data points, all right? Or let's say beginning and end of the graph, all right? If it's actually trend graphs. And you should write about 2 or 3 sentences, and it takes about 3 up to 5 minutes, all right? All right. Now, we'll start with a line graph, actually trend graph. And as you can see, here's a sample of a line graph that we have. So you can see on your screen that this is a U.S. energy consumption by fuel between 1980 and 2030, all right? So the most important thing to write about in your overview paragraph is the beginning and end, all right? The beginning and end. And you can also write about the most important information you have in this graph, maybe the highest point or the lowest point. So I've highlighted some very important information here. So as you can see, for example, in petrol and oil, in the beginning, the highest point was petrol and oil, and nuclear, solar, wind, and hydropower were all the same, right, in the beginning of the period. And again, the ending, petrol and oil is again the highest point. So we should not give any number about petrol and oil. Just mention that it is the highest point at the end of the period, all right? And the lowest point at the end of the period in 2030 is going to be hydropower. So we write about the beginning and end and the highest and the lowest point in each, let's say, period, in each actually beginning and end. So, and we start our overview with a word like generally. So generally and comma. In 1980, so mention the date. So it means that it is in the beginning of the period. In 1980, comma, petrol and oil were the dominant energy sources, while nuclear, solar, wind, and hydropower were the least utilized fuels. So we wrote about the beginning and the highest and the lowest in the beginning. Now, at the end of the period, you can see that petrol and oil is the highest and hydropower is the lowest. So we can write like this. Additionally, in 2030, since it is the future, so be very careful. Do not write about past tense. Gasoline and oil are forecasted to remain the leading sources of energy, whereas hydropower is predicted to take the bottommost position. It's a very useful word. Bottommost position means it's the lowest. And for the highest, I did not write about the highest. I wrote leading source of energy. So pay attention to how I use some synonym words here. All right. This is a very good overview paragraph. So you mention the beginning, the date, which is 1980, and the end, which is 2030, and the highest point in each of these dates. All right. So very easy. Now, let's work on another trend graph. And as you can see, here's a bar chart, UK telephone calls by category from 1995 up to 2002. So let's read the question. The chart below shows the total number of minutes in billions of telephone calls in the UK divided into three categories from 1995 up to 2002. Now, what we are going to do is that we should, in our overview paragraph, write the lowest and the highest in the beginning of the period. So as you can see here, as it is highlighted, the highest was about a local fixed line, and the lowest was mobiles, all right, in 1995. And however, in 2002, again, we can see that mobiles were the least, and local fixed line were the highest. So we write about this. We start with, in general, right? It is evident that in 1995, local fixed line calls were the most prominent choice, whereas mobiles were the least popular. And now we're going to talk about the end of the period in 2002. By the year 2002, although mobile calls grew in popularity, so we can also mention this too, because in 1995, that was around, let's say, maybe 2 billion minutes, all right? However, in 2002, it's around 45 billion minutes. So it grew in popularity, so we can mention this too, because it is something very important that happened during this time period, all right? So by the year 2002, although mobile calls grew in popularity, they remained the least popular choice, while local fixed line calls maintained their top position. So again, we have a phrase to maintain the top position that you can write about trend graphs, all right? If in the beginning something is the highest and at the end of the period, the same item is the highest, so you can say that it maintained its top or their top position. All right, now let's work on another trend graph, and here, as you can see, is table. So it's the table is about sales of fair trade labeled coffee and bananas in 1999 and 2004. So let's first of all read the question carefully. The tables below give information about sales of fair trade labeled coffee and bananas in 1999 and 2004 in 5 European countries. So what we should do. So first of all, we should highlight in 1999, right, the lowest and highest point. So As you can see, now we change the table and we highlight the highest and the lowest. So as you can see, in 1999, all right, it's about coffee. Switzerland was 3 millions of euros, and Sweden was the least. And in 2004, UK was the leading country, and again Sweden was the highest point, allocated the highest point to itself, and it was 1 million of euros. And bananas in 1999 was Switzerland, was 15 millions of euros, and Belgium was the least, right? And again, Switzerland was the leading country. In 2004, it was 47, and Denmark was the least. So we are going to talk about this. So first, we'll start with Switzerland, its sale of coffee in 1999 and banana. All right, so Switzerland in 1999. In 1999, coffee and banana was the leading, and in 2004, in bananas was the leading country. So we write first this one. Overall, so overall is another word that we can use to start our overview, like in general, like generally, all right? Overall, Switzerland had the highest coffee sales in 1999 and dominated banana sales in both 1999 and 2004. So we talked about Switzerland. Now, we should talk about Sweden, right? Sweden sold the least coffee in both 1999 and 2004. All right, so we talked about Sweden. And then we should talk about Belgium and Denmark. All right? Whereas Belgium and Denmark sold the least bananas in 1999 and 2004, respectively. I will talk more about respectively, but when we talk about 2 or 3, let's say, countries, and after that, we provide some data about each one. For example, the first is England, UK, for example, then France and Germany. And then we provide some data about each one, for example, 10, 15, 16, right? So when we say respectively, it means that 10 is for the first country, 15 is for the second country, and 16 is for the third country. So this is where we use respectively. All right, this is about the table. And because tables provide so many information about so many data about let's say the items or the countries, the overview about a table can be up to 3 or sometimes 4 sentences. All right, so if your overview in writing about table is longer, so don't worry. You can write up to 4 sentences in your overview about tables. Now, another chart that we have, it's about trend, actually, is pie chart. First of all, take a look at an example here. As you can see on your screen, this is a sample of pie chart. So we worked a little about this pie chart before in our previous sessions. First of all, read the question. The chart below give information on the ages of the populations of Yemen and Italy in 2000 and projections for 2050. Again, we have Yemen in 2000 and Italy in 2000. And Yemen is the projections about Yemen in 2050 and Italy. So it seems that our overview paragraph will be a little longer, all right, because we have so much data here. So let's take a look at Yemen in 2000, all right. As you can see, in 2000 in Yemen, 0 to 14 years was the dominant age group, all right? And the least was 60 years and older. And in Italy, in the same time period, in the same year, in 2000, 15 up to 59 years was the dominant age group, and the least was 0 to 14 years, right? And in 2050, it is expected that the leading age group in Yemen will be 15 to 59 years, and the least will be 60 years and older. And in Italy, it is expected that by 2050, the dominant age group will be 15 to 59 years, and the least will be 0 to 14 years old. So we'll start first with 2000, right? And talking about Yemen and Italy, and of course talking about the majority, right? So overall, in 2000, 0 to 14-year-olds and 15 to 59-year-olds composed the majority of Yemen and Italy respectively. So we talked about the highest age group, right? The majority of age group in both Yemen and Italy in 2000. Now, we should talk about the least in 2000. All right. Whereas residents over 60 years of age and between 0 to 14 years of age comprise the minority in Yemen and Italy, respectively. So in one sentence, although the sentence is a little bit long, but it is a good one, right? We have written a sentence, a long sentence, and we have offered so much data, so much general information, right? Now, we should write about 2050. Again, the highest and lowest in both countries. So we can start like this. Calculations reveal that both nations will experience significant changes in their demographics by 2050. Because the overview paragraph, our previous sentence was long enough, I didn't provide any more information about the highest and lowest age groups in both countries. I just mentioned that both nations will experience significant changes by the year 2050. You can also write about the highest and the lowest. However, your overview paragraph will be too long, so don't do that, all right? Do not write more than, let's say, 50 words in your overview paragraph. That would be too long, right? Now, that's it about writing overview in trend graphs. Our next part will be about, again, writing overview in comparative graphs, because the language we use is a little bit different from trend graphs, and the way we analyze data in comparative graphs is a little bit different from trend graphs. I hope you've enjoyed this part and has been really helpful to you. If you have any questions, you can ask in comments, and I will kindly answer all your questions. Until next time, goodbye and enjoy your time.